Had two in a row. You took them out of the game, seemed like fairly early, and then the second half a little bit more back and forth. But what'd you like about how you guys came out and had the lead at halftime?
I like the fact that starting with the defense in the first half, we really did the job we were supposed to do and how we wanted to do it. The offense that Air Force runs is a timing. You get like a flow to it. Excuse me, and I thought our guys did a pretty good job of being disruptive in terms of, just doing what we wanted to do. We wanted to go over on some things, and we did that. Where Saturday we didn't do as good a job. I thought we had a pretty nice flow. We were taking care of the ball in the first half, and that's how this team has to play. The more the ball moves, the better team we are.
In the first half, the team had a double-digit lead for the majority of the time, even when the offense wasn't really performing that well, had some shooting slumps. When that happens, do you feel okay that they're going through shooting slumps as long as they're maintaining the lead, or are you still pushing them to take advantage of those opportunities?
A little bit of both. I think from the standpoint of we had some opportunities to convert, and we didn't convert in transition. But the looks we got, I thought were pretty decent shots. We had a couple ill-advised, but we finally found our rhythm a little bit there after the first time out in the second half, and Marc kind of got us going.
To see Marc shoot, I think he finished 1 for 5 from 3, but to still finish with 18 and 10. Just what does that say about the way maybe he's changing as a player and adapting and scoring in different ways?
Yeah, well, he had the one at the end of the shot clock, and with 2 seconds on the shot clock, and then, or I don't know if he had that one. Austin had that one. What's that? Yeah, the end of the half, yeah. So that made up for it, I guess. But and he had a couple others that were sort of in and out. But I thought that he did a great job of playing inside out. I know he can shoot the ball, but he kind of took what the defense was giving him tonight, which was down low, especially in the second half.
You've mentioned maybe wanting to get more from him, and I'm sure you're always looking for more from him in terms of leadership. But in terms of production, he's been in double digits every game. Do you think he sort of answered the bell in that regard?
8 games in, we got a long way to go. But I do like the way he's playing. I like the way he's practicing, and we got to continue to find ways to get him playing at a high level.
Daniel missed his second game. I think this was injury, not
Yeah,
illness.
yeah. I thought I'll be honest with you. He didn't heal as I told you guys yesterday. I thought we had everybody, but he's got a little bit of a hamstring issue, and it wasn't. We don't want it to linger, and so we kind of made an executive decision today that we would hold him out again, and hopefully we'll get him back sooner than later.
Kind of a slightly unrelated question in this game, but you mentioned yesterday that you don't normally do captains, and I looked, and I think it was 2008 the last time you did. What's the reasoning behind that? What's the thought process between them naming captains anymore?
I don't know. Honestly, I've never really thought about it. Yeah, I apologize. I don't have a answer for you there. I never have.
Jaquan, he was up here talking about you guys talking to him about not trying to hit home runs all the time and singles, and was talking about his turnovers. Where's that line? He's got some instincts, obviously, and can make some passes. Where's that line that you go through coaching him through, his talent versus, kind of not trying to hit that home run? So
I think with him, because you're right, he does have some instincts that are hard to teach. I think the biggest thing with Jaquan is he's got to continue to stay completely focused on the situation. For if he's in there for 25 minutes or whatever it is, his focus has got to be on the reads, and sometimes he sees things, sometimes he doesn't. But he's a little bit of a risk taker, and I'm cool with that. But by the same token, the risk reward, sometimes he's struggling with that air pass right now, and it needs to be a bounce pass. But he's got to keep studying film. He's got to keep seeing things, and because so much of like pick and roll is the defense tells you where to throw the ball. And you're just reading, are they tagging, not tagging? That means that guy's going to be open. And but he's getting better at it. But it's just I'll take that, just that steadiness. And at times he plays that way. There's no doubt about it.
A couple of times where he got the ball, looked like he had a pretty good look off of a good pass, and then passed it up. Do you want him to shoot?
Yeah, the one Keita threw out in the first half, I could have got that shot off. And then the second one, he said he didn't have it. He didn't catch it clean. So, if that's the case, I'll live with that one. But the first half, I thought, the inside out was as good a look as we could have gotten all night.
Thad, simple question, just how important was it to win and have fun tonight, knowing what's coming around the bend here again?
Well, any win is a good win. But, as I told the guys, we played tonight like we practiced, and we haven't always done that. And, I thought we had two really good practices. When the guys walked out last night, I think they felt really good about what they had going into the game. There's no question about that. But I still think with this basketball team, with what's coming ahead, we just gotta keep finding ways to get better. We gotta keep the mindset that we have to keep doing all the little things, and we're getting better at scouting. We're getting better at understanding, that there's a quote unquote game plan going in that we want to try to execute.
Kind of along those lines, Jaquan was saying that he thinks the guys are maybe starting to understand it's about like approaching a no-name team, I think was how he put it, or a faceless team. That was the phrase that he used. Is that something that you've been trying to talk to the guys? Because obviously you played some faceless teams earlier where you slipped up. You haven't in the last two. Is that a message that guys are?
What he meant by that is we use that term, faceless opponents. No matter who we're playing, we have to play. We have to play Ohio State basketball, and obviously regardless of whoever we're playing, going to Connecticut on Saturday, it's we have to do the things that we're supposed to do. So that's one of my terms of when you have a young basketball team like this, we want to be prepared, all that stuff, but this is about us in terms of what we're trying to do. I don't care what the other jersey says. There's certain things that we want to execute, and that's where they get the faceless opponent. It was no disrespect or anything like that. It just I say it all the time.
I know free throws are one of the things that you've talked about that this team needed to improve on, and 14 of 18 tonight. You guys did better last game as well. What is the reasoning behind that? Why did they start making them? I mean,
I wish I knew, because then we wouldn't miss them. I don't know. I think that we shoot a lot of them. You hope guys are just getting more and more comfortable in kind of the game situations and doing their routines but like I said, we do spend a lot of time doing that.
Just real quick again on Daniel, is the hamstring something that's been ongoing, or is this something new that's popped up recently?
I think the Virginia game, he did something, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but he has a little bit different body than most of us. And when you have a body like that, these things can linger a little bit more. So we're trying to be as precautionary as we possibly can, and because this type of injury could lend itself to being around Christmas, it's still hampering. So if we can get him back, get him set, and Vince has been working on him twice a day, and he was dressed tonight, but we didn't want to use him.